because grasshoppers they're a heavier built boat.
But the new John Deere's they got out and everything else, my suggestion is have Ag Pro bring out one that we would like and everything else and test it out back there before we buy it.
Oh,
And bring a new grasshopper too.
Well, we know what the
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they won't bring one out, then they might as well bring two to sell us.
But they don't have any grasshoppers in stock right now.
Bring out, do a demo, bring out the demo.
Yeah, bring out the John Deere the John Deere, new John Deere's got about that wide tire in the back of them. I mean, they're more of an industrial mower, the one I'm looking at. The one we got, that 720, is a residential mower. And we should never have bought that back when we did buy it. So,
But so I guess my question, is this something we need to do right now, or is this something we can get through the season with and do it maybe in the winter time or before spring starts up?
we could probably end up in
I think you
nursing through this winter.
Because they put new pulleys and stuff on it, so
Yeah.
it is one new front tire, because the front tire is big, but other than that, it probably should make it hopefully through the rest of the season without any more issues.
Well, then maybe revisit it in the fall.
Yeah,
And then that way it gives us time to get one, and that way we can really make sure we get the right one.
We'll get some prices on both of the John Deere and
That's good.
the
John
grasshopper.
Deere's $9,800 free.
so some visuals, I feel like, I don't know about the rest of you, but I like looking at when you have visuals of the CAD and specs. And even that's why I said if you bring it up here, I wasn't joking, like, I think with the truck, when we saw the rust on that fender of my truck, it's different than looking at a picture and saying, well, we really want a truck because, you know, when I see, and you're saying it's nickel and diming us, I think that we need to see the deterioration, the money.
Well, one thing, maybe, I don't know if Carrie or Benny's got it readily available, if, maybe if somebody got the information, how much have we spent repairing this thing in the last 2 years? You know what I mean? If we already dropped, is this thing a sinking ship and we keep throwing money at it? That might help us, understand better.
Yeah.
I don't know what a John Deere tire costs, is it $250? Is it, so if we can put some dollars to it and really, if we took this money and put it towards the new one.
Yeah, because we don't want nickel and dime forever, for sure.
I mean, they had to put new tires on the back.
We put new tires on the back, and
They put new
probably
pulleys on it.
$400 for them.
Oh, my.
The pulleys, one pulley, $50 for the pulley I turned around.
So just,
A bearing that goes up inside of it, $45.
so just in the last couple of weeks, we put in near 800, 700.
Probably.
That could have been a nice chunk on a new mower, so that's good information.
Yeah, that's why.
But since we put that money in it, we might be better off to try to get it through this year, and hopefully we wouldn't have to put any more in it. And then utilize most of that money that you put into it.
How do you feel about that?
It'll go, we can nurse it the rest of the year and everything else. We've got.
That sounds good.
Because I mow the park with it all the time and everything else. We mow the entrances with it and all that stuff.
So the debate's gonna be between the John Deere and Grasshopper.
The good thing about, one thing I like about the John Deere is it's got more room on for stretching out. The grasshopper's kind of scrunched up a little bit. That's one I set on Rick's back here and it's not comfortable out there.
Yeah,
So, but I can get a hold of, Brendan there at Ag Pro and have him bring one out for demo that back here.
that's great.
So, budget-wise, we ought to look at that, what you say, last quarter's our next budget meeting, to see how our budget is at the end of the year, if we have extra, because we haven't spent, and that comes out of what account?
That can be taken out of water, sewer, and street. So it can be divided.
And then the street, which we're not spending all the money that of the 125,000 we talked about, and we were only on a budget to do, like 80,000 extra.
Well, that's regular street. Can't take it out of that because
Okay.
it's only for repair of the street.
Okay.
Yes.
But we can't finagle if we need it after the end of the year, or after
Right.
our mowing season, or June, we can.
Exactly. And being that you can split it up between 3 accounts, it's easy. it's a lot less coming out of it. It's not a big impact on one account, so.
You get the answers you needed?
Can we hold off? I make a motion, we hold off a little longer. We'll get closer to September or October doing our budget and see, and try to get our money's worth out of that money we spent on the mower to.
We'll try to get them out here if you have a demo, you know, so we can see
Yeah, that's great.
see what they'll do before then. That
That's
way
a
we-
long motion,
That's a
man.
better idea.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Anything else, Don?
You guys' trees in, planted in the, park.
Yeah, I told her not to do this
We
one.
planted it today.
Are the plaques with them?
The Jace plaque came in last week. Donovan picked up the tree today, put it in. He says he's gonna let it settle, the dirt settle for a couple days
Okay.
before he puts in the plaque.
Same with Sue and Frank?
Sue Frank's been in since last year.
Well, I don't know where I've been.
They're on the trail though.
On White Trail out there, the first,
Okay.
bench. On the east side or west side.
Yeah. And the plaque came in, it was half the price of the other ones, and I
Okay.
had it, ordered it in Georgia and it came in, but it's great. And the sign to replace the fallen apart Douglas sign, it should be in a few weeks as well, so.
Awesome job, service department. Thank you.
Okay, on our agenda, we have, is that it, Don? I'm sorry.
That's it.
Okay, our next agenda is Halderman, Kirby, and Dunford, and I think we have a schedule, a start date on that, or?
When I talked to Al last week, he had not gotten anything back from Shelley's when they were gonna be able to start that, because he was kind of hoping he could have a construction meeting when he came down to go over with me on the alley back there, but, not Spire, Shelley hasn't got back with him yet. So he doesn't know exactly when that's gonna be sorted.
Hopefully we find that out in the next few days too, hopefully.
Any other discussion on that? Now, I've got a point here for the alleys.
We already discussed them.
Okay.
The Rose Brothers thing as well, so we can go down the committees.
Okay, so before we go into committees, do we have to pass this
We already did.
crack and fill?
The crack and fill we did last time. We did the crack and fill last time.
Did that at the budget meeting?
Oh, that was at the meeting, but I'm.
The special meeting, yes.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's on the agenda so that it's not.
Well, it was on there for, I tar chip, crack and seal is different.
Yeah, tar chip's different to crack and cheese.
So that's what.
Committees, Parks and Beautification, Charlie.
You have nothing. Parks Committee meeting, June 24th.
Next meeting, June 24th.
Yep, and I think you
And
all
it's
will
at the
be
gazebo, right?
at the library gazebo, weather permitting. If not, then it'll be at the municipal building, like it's pouring down rain. And I think you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised at who all I've been reaching out to be a part of that. You'll just have to wait and see.
That's one cliffhanger. Nothing else on Parks and Rec? Parks and Beautification? Brian, you want to speak on the budget? Or do we want Carrie? Carrie?
Last month, we had our budget meeting. I put it in everybody's box last month, the actual budget that we were going to go over. So I did put extra copies in since you guys already got last time. They went through it all and decided to, for this is what we submit to the auditor. And then we also went over the Rose Brothers stuff and everything for them. So we just need to pass the budget to submit to the auditor.
Make a motion to approve the budget to submit to the auditor.
2022 budget.
Yes.
Got a motion by Landis,
No second.
second by Root. All in favor? Aye. So we're moving on to zoning. Anything on the zoning?
We've had a few things like some fences and stuff like that, but nothing major, actually, as far as zoning went.
Yeah, Conrad out here, you guys probably saw that he'd done a lot of leveling on the property. While he was there getting all of it leveled, he discovered a basement to another house that had stuff pushed in, so they had to get all that messed up. But outside that, I think that's about it right now.
You brought that up, my question for Don and Ben. I seen that he hauled all that dirt back to railroad tracks. What are we doing with that dirt, covering up concrete?
So,
Yep, Rick.
How much more can we put at the first of the railroad tracks where we don't want to get in trouble with Mr. Song?
don't put any more there. I put no dumping signs up there. I
Okay,
mean, it needs to be stopped because it's a little bit overboard right now.
okay, so if we go back to railroad track where we had all the concrete, you got it, I thought I seen you guys leveled it off and you're gonna take that dirt and put it over top of it to hide it, to level up the grass in. That way, because we talked about council meeting that it looked pretty ragged back here with all that concrete.
Yeah. You know, if I want concrete, we'll give it what?
Needs help. Okay.
They can have all the concrete they want. That'll help us.
If you want, I can post that. If anybody wants
Hey.
concrete
Do it.
pieces,
Yeah, I'm tempted.
Yeah.
That hill of mine's
We'll look at
there.
that form, take it to
yeah.
them. Get rid of it.
So Benny, on zoning, with that lot being cleared over there for Conrad, is it Conrad?
Yes.
Conrad.
Is there a potential building going on that lot?
He's potentially at some point down the road possibly gonna build a house there on that lot where he tore down his father-in-law's house. So, but, how quickly, he didn't seem to know, he didn't say anything, but at some point, yes, that's the intent.
Is this right across from the school?
Yeah, right there at the corner of Luke's and school.
Okay, that's it for zoning? On to service.
So we have not met yet. I need to schedule a meeting with Holly and Dave. We have the information for the CAT 416 backhoe. We just have to get some pricing. Holly, let me get your contact information later and we'll schedule a meeting with you and Dave.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do that a couple weeks ago, did not.
And maybe it can be over the phone if it's easier for Dave with the healing and schedules and everything. So we can get that done quickly for the project with the backhoe and that need met.
Moving on.
Thursday, yep.
Don't think I had.
So,
Property maintenance, Miss Landis.
so last month, we just had a letter that we had to send out for property on Main Street that had been, condemned. And they had decided that they wanted to tear it down. And so, I just went in and signed a letter and Carrie sent it out, letting them know that, what the guidelines were for them to be able to tear down the house. The one that's like leaning, and the porch is coming in and all that stuff there.
What's the address on
One
that?
main, across from the,
It's on East Main, across from Family Dollar.
Yeah. So that was the only thing that I had. I think I heard something had come in after the first of the month.
yeah, Hamilton has this month, and the reason I didn't do a report, because he took a whole bunch of stuff on Thursday to do reviews, and I wanted to put that in there before I put it in everybody's box. Once I get with Hamilton to go over the updates, I'll update them and just put a copy in your guys' box.
I think this is really efficient. We're seeing results with the way that you guys are taking turns with property maintenance.
We had 3 or 4 come back, where people didn't pick them up. We had one person that actually emailed me, and I emailed them, and I said, well, now that I'm letting you know, this is your notice. We had one that he had to put on the door, because it didn't come in, they didn't pick it up, and, we had to mow, one property,
Yeah.
and we have a few other ones that are popping up too, so.
Do you have an address on the property you're moving off the property?
Sure, I'll
get that.
Yeah, 21 these times.
East Street.
We had one other one that came back, and it, but it was already mowed by the time we got there, so. That was one on East High.
Yeah, it is getting long again.
Well, West High, it's getting long.
Yeah, it's been a day over there.
It's being addressed already.
Okay,
It's on my list for this week.
okay.
Thank
Thank you.
And there was a
Councilmembers.
new complaint on 120 South Lights,
Yes.
so the junk got back.
He's a nice man, but there is a lot of stuff in there.
I know.
A lot of stuff. I mean, coming up in the park, I look across there, since the hill, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And can I throw another one in there, since I'm there? He is living in the camper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not.
Where's the best place for me to go take a picture from?
You can go right there on the corner.
You're right there.
Right here behind.
He was trying to go live on YouTube, and that's the Wi-Fi signal. It's practically non-existent.
You said something about they were thinking about.
It doesn't, well, yeah, here. So like right now, I'm not even live, it's just recording and I'll have to update it later. So what it's doing, I mean, I've got one dot signal. So I don't know if the router is in.
It's probably in the trailer.
It's probably in the trailer.
Okay.
So,
Is it a huge pain for you to upload it later if everyone's comfort level is
no,
to be here?
I don't want, no, it's not. So if I can record on YouTube and update it later, that shouldn't be a big deal. The challenge is just going live.
Okay.
Well,
And,
sorry,
No, no, go right
the
ahead.
minutes were never live in the past, they were always posted a couple days later. So, I mean, that's no different than the past, when we posted
Right.
the minutes of the recording, it was never live.
I'm good with whatever, I would just like a group consensus.
I don't think we could go on
So then, that's no problem for me.
that.
I like it here.
Okay?
I like it here too.
Do you like it here, you're
I'm
quiet?
fine. I'm-
Let's hear it.
I'm fine. We got 2 minutes.
All right,
That,
good.
Okay.
So
We
when you say that,
got consensus.
get ready.
New
What's
business?
this for new business for me?
no more.
Okay.
I do have one thing I would like to see us put Wi-Fi